Hi! Welcome back to Collector of Stuff. Monty here. I'm putting on my YouTube smile. I'm smiling because this is my fourth attempt at making this video. Something has gone wrong 3 times, and yeah, I'm being happy. Hey, I've taken a break for a few weeks, and this is my first new video posting in several weeks. So many of you guys have been very patient and sent very encouraging, positive notes to me. Quite a few of you, as a matter of fact, and I'm very grateful for that, and that you really missed the channel and appreciated the channel and all that good stuff. So glad to be back. Got quite a few stuff that I want to share with you, and I probably will do it in a series of videos because I got a lot of comic books. I got a lot of Hot Wheels and cars and stuff I'd like to show you. I've got a big stack of movies and cartoons on DVD kind of stuff, and if I did it all in one video, it'd be probably close to an hour long, and I don't want to bore you for an hour, so you can watch the videos that you want to watch and skip the ones that you don't. How's that? And I try to, on my homepage, I've got as many as I could, my videos into playlists. So if you're interested in just watching my videos about comics, there's a playlist for that. If you want to watch the ones on Hot Wheels, there's a playlist for that. You know, one on movies, etc., etc. I've made several playlists. There's about a half a dozen of them, including one that I just created the other day. I started collecting a lot of videos that I like to watch of collectors, whatever it is that they collect, just videos that I love to watch over and over again. Put those onto a playlist so that you guys could enjoy those too. Just all kinds of collectors. Some may be books and comics, some may be movies and DVDs, toys, all kinds of stuff, and I enjoy watching all kinds of different collectors. So check that out. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. I know it's my finger, right? Anywho, so yeah, check that out. And then along those lines, there's been a challenge going around to give shout outs and introduce new video channels, new YouTube channels on your on your own videos. So I'm going to try to do that. I've got 3 that I want to start with, and I'm going to try to promise to be more diligent about doing that as I find new YouTubers, giving them shout outs so you guys can enjoy them as well. The first one is a guy that I've been talking with quite a bit for the last couple of months. Really enjoy his channel. It's called Dean of DVD, DEANOF DVD, and I'll try to put links to all these down below. Dean of DVD primarily does DVD collections and reviews and video games. He's been branching out into comic books and some CDs and things like that, and just kind of does some variety, but primarily I think has been up to this point movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, some video games, that kind of stuff like that. And I really love his channel. Very knowledgeable, and he's a Beatles fan, so you know, anybody that's a Beatles fan I'm drawn to immediately. So check him out, Dean of DVD. Also a brand new one that I just discovered the other day that I just absolutely love her channel. She goes by the name X-File Seeker 22, the numeral 22, X-File Seeker 22. And I believe, I don't know her name, I believe she goes by the name Lady E. I don't know what the E stands for. I have a daughter named Emily, so in my mind she's an Emily until I learn otherwise. But I love her channel. She does movie reviews. She's also big into like these collectible statues of figures from movies and things. She did a video the other day on a character, a female character from a movie I was not familiar with, a sci-fi kind of movie. And she just does great presentations, and I love her voice. The sound of her voice is just so calming and relaxing. So check her channel out, and if you make a comment, let her know that I, you know, gave her the shout out. I'm going to try to do that too, but let her know that I mentioned her here. And the third one that I want to talk about is a comic book collector, Canon and Comics, Canon and A&D Comics. Canon and Comics is the channel. I have not really spoken with her. I just discovered her a day or two ago. I'm not sure how new the channel is, but she doesn't have a whole lot of videos, maybe about a half a dozen or so. Discovered her by chance, but what I saw I really liked and was enjoying her collection videos, that kind of stuff. And so check her out. I don't know her name, just Canon and Comics. But yeah, very nice. I'll try to leave links to all of those down below in the description. And oh, I also wanted to show you, I bought a series of pint glasses, Star Wars pint glasses, brand new, never used before, and these were really nice. This is Yoda. You can see Yoda, and all four of them have the same Star Wars logo on the back side. And Darth Vader. Stormtrooper. I'm getting a nice collection of pop culture pint glasses and stuff like that. I'd like to have more, but I'm starting to get quite a few of these. Boba Fett, very popular among collectors. But yeah, so I just wanted to show those four off that I recently picked up as well. So, all right, let's talk comics, shall we? Got a whole stack full of stuff new, my pull list, and some new things that I've been reading. I don't have a lot of back issue singles over the last couple of weeks, although I do have some on order that are on their way to me. I've mostly picked up back issue trades over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Got a big stack of those as well I want to show you. So what have I been reading? What new stuff? Well, I picked up a couple of number ones recently. Number one issues that both of them I really liked. This one was real interesting from Image Comics, The Empty by Jimmy Robinson. Post-apocalyptic setting. It's a small community, seashore community. But everybody is starving and dying off. There's kind of in the desert. There's no food. They're having trouble getting water. They can't get anything to grow. They can't get vegetation to grow because there is a vine that has been growing that's killing everything off, and it's everywhere. It's spreading everywhere. One day, a stranger washes up on shore, literally washes up on shore. And she has the ability to just touch a tree and make it grow and make it produce fruit and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was very good. The art is kind of minimalistic, but it was a nice little storyline. Several of you guys picked up Rat God #1 from Dark Horse. It's quite an interesting cover that a lot of comments were made about. The cover art, although up to this point the cover really has very little to do, as far as I can tell, with the story that's going on, which is primarily a Native American Indian folklore kind of thing happening up to this point. So checked out both of those. That was pretty good. Rat God is one of 5 issues. The Empty, I'm not sure if that's an ongoing or a mini-series. I really haven't researched that, and not up to speed on that. I need to check that out. Okay, what else have I gotten off the pull list this week? Just brief comments. I'm not going to make major reviews. I mean, there's a ton of you guys that do these review things so much better than I do, but I have received comments. People appreciate my thoughts on books, so I'll give you a thought, but not a rambling. Batman 39, one of the most awesome covers ever. In my opinion, I would love to have a poster of that picture of that comic. The Joker. What can I say about this book? All I can say is, poor Alfred, somebody lend him a hand. Yeah, if you've read the book, you know exactly what I am talking about. The Joker at his absolute most maniacal, this is why you want to read the Joker and Batman. Yeah, Scott Snyder got it right on this. The artwork is great. Love this series right now and what's going on. Full of energy, full of intense moments that grab you and make you want to, turn the page, and you can't wait. And then you come to Batman Eternal 47. The complete antithesis, in my opinion. This gets my vote for perhaps the worst Bat title ever. It's just a holy mess. I read this thing and I cannot for the life of me figure out what's going on. I turn the page and it just seems to be irrelevant to what I just read the page before, and it goes on and back and forth, and it's a mess. I cannot for the life of me. There was an issue about 2 or 3 ago that I swear I wanted to just throw the book in the fire, because I thought, what does this have to do with the last issue and where we've been? It's just very random to me. Maybe my poor little brain is tired and not able to follow along, but I have no idea what's going on. At this point, I don't care. And when they finally reveal who's behind all of the chaos and things that have been going on, it won't come too soon for me. What we got? One more issue to wrap that up? 2 more issues? What is it, 48, 49? I don't know. I just can't figure out how one title can be so great and one title can be so bad, and by the same writer. I just don't know what's going on with Batman Eternal. Batman 66, number 20. Joker Man has arrived on the scene. The Joker has turned over a new leaf, or has he? And become a crime fighter. And he's so successful that he basically causes Batman and Robin to retire because they're no longer needed in Gotham City. Or are they? A lot of fun. Love Batman 66 because I'm such a fan of the 66 TV show. A lot of you guys were reading Gotham Academy, and I've been hearing some things about it, and it just kind of piqued my curiosity. I knew that we were up to number 5 on that, so I went ahead and bought the back issues. Issue number 1, issue number 2, issue number 3, and number 4. As well as issue number 5, which is the one that just came out. And basically, the series, I enjoy it. I can see where it's maybe a little bit too young, just geared for a younger audience, perhaps. But I'm enjoying it, and basically, Gotham Academy is a high school. There in Gotham City, and the campus, most of the buildings are very gothic. It's very old. It has a history of mystery and supernatural things and ghost stories and stuff like that on campus. One of the main ghost stories is a young lady whose last name is Cobblepot, and a group of these teenagers are trying to discover the mystery behind the ghost of what's her name? Well, I'm drawing a blank. Something Jane. Not Mary Jane. Something Jane Cobblepot. Anyways. It is discovered in the last issues that there is a critter that has been living in the walls of the dorm rooms. an escapee from Arkham Asylum, who is, shall we say, part reptile. And while Bruce Wayne, up to this point, has had a few cameo appearances as a supporter of the school, we're just now beginning to see Batman show up. So I like it. I recommend it. Again, it's one of those kind of lighter fare, but I'm kind of liking all these things in the Gotham universe. And speaking of that, Gotham by Midnight, number 4, The Spectre Reborn. That is right, the Spectre finally rears his awesome head in issue number 4, and holy cow, it's awesome. Cannot wait to see where this book and this series continues to go. So glad to see that it was going to be continued on once the New 52 stuff stops here in a month or two. As far as the ongoing titles that are staying, Gotham by Midnight is sticking around, and I'm so grateful for it because I really love it. If you're not reading it at all and don't know what it is, in my opinion, it's kind of like the X-Files in Gotham City. So the department of the police force that investigates paranormal stuff, unsolved crimes and things like that. Really love it. Also from DC, He-Man, The Eternity War. This is issue number 3. Love this series. If you're a He-Man fan, if you're a fantasy fan, you would really love this book, I think. To me, it's a notch above, it's several notches above the animated series of He-Man. Really like it. Finally, She-Ra makes, she pretty much dominates this particular issue. In fact, I'm trying to remember if He-Man's even in it. I have to go back and reread it again, but it's primarily She-Ra leading the Rebellion War, the Eternity War, to take back Castle Grayskull, which has been overthrown by evil. And yeah, I just really like it because you not only get the updated versions of the He-Man characters, but in that fantasy world you get there's a lot of technology that's in there. There are flying, not airplanes per se, but there are flying spaceships and stuff like that thrown into the He-Man universe. It's pretty cool. I really am enjoying that. I haven't read through this yet. This is Haunted Horror number 15. Just a reprinting, recollection of all those great classic horror stories from the 50s and 60s. I always enjoy going through it. I haven't had a chance to read that yet. What can be said about Lady Killer? Everybody loves this book. I do too. Here's my big concern though. What's her name? Josie? Josie, that's the main character. This is issue number 3 of 5, which means we have 2 more issues to finish the story, and we still have no clue as to why she's leading this double life of being a Leave It to Beaver mom and a cold-blooded killer behind the scenes. And so, man, the next 2 issues are going to have to pick up the pace radically. I love it, and if it were an ongoing series, the pace would be just fine. But if it's 5 issues, there's still a ton of questions unresolved. And but again, the artwork continues to be beautiful. And I love it. I love the story. I love what's going on, but I'm concerned that we're not getting enough information, and I don't want it to be where issue 5 comes along and all of a sudden it's just a whole bunch of stuff dumped on you that I don't like that. I like it to be spaced out. You know what I mean? The information and the storyline. I'm afraid we're going to get hit with this barrage of information as to who she is and why she's doing this, that kind of stuff. Daredevil number 13. Nice cover. Love the color on that. Daredevil, of course, in this volume has moved to San Francisco. He no longer has a secret identity. Everybody knows who he is. And so he's now dealing, because he's in a new community, a new girlfriend, he's now dealing with the fact that she's a lawyer, has criminals who are after her that she's put away, and kind of having to learn to deal with the fact that she wants to be able to be independent and handle her own people who are coming after her, and realizing that they're not coming after Daredevil. So it's a strain on their relationship, you can tell. So this had to do as much with their relationship as it did with crime fighting and that kind of stuff. So it's very nice. I'm enjoying where this is going so far. Very nice. Darth Vader, number 2. Not enjoying this as much as I am the Star Wars title. I think the first couple issues of Star Wars have been a lot of fun. This is picking up, of course, with the results of Darth Vader being blamed for the destruction of the Death Star. And now he's having to go back and prove himself and prove his loyalty and prove his power and all of that, and he's being not second guessed, I guess, but I guess the confidence level from his superiors isn't there as it was before, and so he's having to gain that back, which means he's got to be even more villainous than he was before to prove what a rotten, nasty guy he is. However, a lot of the dialogue and stuff doesn't feel very Vader-ish to me. The artwork is great. Artwork is wonderful. I love it. But there are a few things that I would read, sentences and lines from Vader in here that I go, that just doesn't sound very Vader-ish to me. But I'm going to stick with it for a while. I did order issue number 1 of Princess Leia. I have not received that yet. I'm hearing horrible things about it. So it might be nice just to have the first issue, and then, I don't know, I'll make a judgment on it from there. I am really enjoying the Star Wars title. Darth Vader, not there yet. Gonna give it some more time and see what happens. Being such a big Star Wars fan, it's hard for me to give up quickly on a Star Wars book, All right, real quick. Back issue stuff I was going to show you. I recently completed the run of the 1977 Marvel Tarzan books. And I believe it was 28 issues, something like that. 28 issues of that. Completed that run, so I now have all of that, and now I've been focusing on the 1980 Marvel Star Trek run, which was 18 issues. I had 13 of the 18. I did not have issue number 1, and just a little while ago in the mail came the first star-studded issue of Star Trek. And you'll notice it says Star Trek the Motion Picture. When Marvel started this run in 1980, the first 4 issues were basically a comic book version of the first Star Trek movie. And then from issue 5 through 18, it just delved off into ongoing stories, mostly one-shot, stories each issue. Star Trek kind of, stories, that sort of thing. Anyways, I was missing issue number 1 and then 13 through 16. 13 through 16 are now on their way to me from various eBay sellers, so I'm going to be able to finish that here this week, hopefully, and have all 18 issues of Star Trek 1980 from Marvel. But I did get issue number 1 in the mail today, so I was excited about that. Okay, some trades. Some of these I picked up at my local used bookstore. The rest from various dealers and stuff online. Actually, I'll pick this one up. I'll show you this one first. I get my pull list, my mail order pull list from Midtown Comics, and I get emails from them just about every day. They do a deal of the day. Sometimes they have a deal of the week, but they usually have some kind of deal of the day, some kind of title, a lot of trades that they're trying to, I guess, get off their shelves, that kind of stuff. And this one just piqued my curiosity, and it was like 60% off, something like that. So I ended up getting this trade paperback for, I think, $6 and some change, $6.30 or something like that. But it is from Zenoscope Entertainment Publishing. It's the 1001 Arabian Nights, The Adventures of Sinbad. I saw this and it sounded good, and so I went on Amazon to see if they had it advertised or for sale where you could see inside of it, and see the artwork, and they did. So I was able to peruse through it. And after reading the reviews, it got great reviews. I don't think there was a single negative review. And looking at the artwork looked like a lot of fun. And my being a huge Sinbad fan, and the fact that this book was 60% off for that day, I pulled the trigger on it and picked it up from Midtown Comics, 1001 Arabian Nights. I'm a big fan of Sinbad. I've always loved the old movies with the Ray Harryhausen stop motion animation, and all that stuff. But I'm old enough that I grew up with all those, Tarzan and Lone Ranger and Sinbad, and those were the guys that were my heroes and things. So it was nice to add that. I haven't read it yet, but it looks like a lot of fun. Book that I have read that I absolutely loved. You guys really need to check this out, from Dynamite Comics. This is the Omnibus Volume 1 of The Lone Ranger. Brett Matthews, couldn't remember his first name, Sergio Cariello and Paul Pope were the artists. This is just a lot of fun. I mean, look how bad Lone Ranger looks there. This is very Batman-esque. It's very dark in nature, and the relationship between Lone Ranger and Tonto is very strained. It's very different. It is not the traditional everybody's happy, everybody gets along. They fight, they argue. There's a lot of racial prejudices and things, that are displayed against Tonto. And even in their relationship, the Lone Ranger is learning about his relationship with Tonto. There's a lot of violence. There is suggested rape. Kind of things that go on. So some very adult themes, just giving you some images of what the Lone Ranger looks like now in this. I mean, I devoured this book, read this whole thing in about 3 days, I think, and couldn't put it down. Loved it. Check that out. The Lone Ranger Omnibus from Dynamite Comics. This is the Best of Spider-Man Volume 3. Picked this up at my used bookstore. Hardcover, very nice. I think I got this for about 11 or 12 bucks, so I couldn't pass that up. I don't have Volume 1 or Volume 2, but it's a nice just collection of Spidey stories. Couldn't pass that up for that price, so very nice. Good to have that. Chew, Volumes 3 and 4. You guys know how much I love this, and I've been reading Chew in trades, not in single issues, and I was very sad after I finished issue number 2 or volume number 2, and I had to wait and hunt until I could find 3 and 4, and finally did. So here they are. I'm looking forward to getting back into Chew and finishing that as well. Saga Volume 2 on trades. I've had Volume 1, read it probably about 2 years ago. I'm going to need to reread it because I really don't remember everything that happened before I get into Volume 2, but I do want to continue reading Saga here and there. There's just so much good stuff. I know Saga's great. Just so much stuff I can't read it all, you know what I mean? This is from Image Comics. If you're familiar with the 68 titles, this is 68 Run Through the Jungle. collection, all dealing with the zombie apocalypse that happens in the year 1968. Vietnam era, everything's going on. I just completed the series called 68 Homefront, which is what happened back here in the States when the zombie apocalypse broke. Now this is going to take me into Vietnam, into the jungles, and what would it be like if the zombie apocalypse broke out in the middle of the jungles of Vietnam during the war. And another one that I picked up at my used bookstore, another nice hardcover. This is Daredevil Parts of a Whole. David Mack and Joe Quesada did the artwork, and I really like Joe Quesada's artwork on Daredevil. Very nice. So fun to pick that up. I think I got this for $10. So anytime I can pick up a nice hardcover for that kind of money, I usually pull the trigger on it. Okay. Last but not least, I wanted to show you a manga that I just picked up and read. I have not been reading a lot of manga. I kind of was into it for a while, and then just so overwhelmed with the amount of comics that I was getting, just kind of never got to read. However, I had seen this title, and for about a year or so, maybe even a little bit more, I'd had it on my to-get list, and I finally pulled the trigger and picked it up, and I absolutely loved this story. It's a one-shot, one volume. It's not one of those things you got to buy 65 volumes of that's ongoing. It's just a one-shot story called Tropic of the Sea by Satoshi Kon. I'm not good at those Japanese names, but there it is, so you can read that for yourself. Tropic of the Sea, beautiful cover. I love it. Basically, oh cool, I have a jazz channel playing in the background. There's Take 5. Love that piece. Dave Brubeck. Back to Tropic of the Sea. It's basically the story of a village community that one particular family has been given the, historically given the responsibility of receiving a mermaid egg on the seashore every so often, and they are to keep it and raise it until it's ready to be returned to the sea. Protect it, take care of it, that kind of thing. Raise it till the egg is ready to hatch. And that happens like every 60 years or something like that. That's how long it's in gestation, not just, gestation, I guess, whatever you call it. So as the generations change, as progress happens in the community, new developers, land developers, there's definitely an eco theme and environmental theme and all of that stuff going on in here. But then the traditions and folklore of the village get questioned and challenged. As does the egg really exist? Do mermaids exist? Blah, blah, blah. The reason that the family would agree to do this one particular family would agree to protect the egg, is that in return the mermaids promised to protect the fishing community there and provide fish to their fishing areas, and safety and all of that stuff in the sea. And so when it is thought that the egg might be destroyed or stolen or whatever, then things begin to happen in the ocean, in the sea community. So I loved it. Great story. It's a lot of fun. I love things about mermaids and the ocean and that kind of stuff anyway, so that kind of piqued my curiosity. It's a beautiful cover. Yeah, I highly advise you to pick this up, especially if you're not really into manga, but you just would like to read some here and there, and but don't want to invest in one of those long ongoing series. This is one volume, one book. Really loved it, so highly recommend that. Alright guys, thank you for watching. As usual, thumbs up, leave comments below. I also wanted to ask you to comment. I mentioned one time before, I just recently in the last couple of months have been diagnosed with tinnitus or tinnitus, however you want to say it. I've learned from my specialist that I saw that it could be pronounced either way. There's no right or wrong, tinnitus or tinnitus. But anyway, it was recently diagnosed with that, and it's been driving me nuts. It's getting worse every day. If any of you guys out there wrestle with tinnitus, and you found some even temporary cures, things that work for you to sort of help relieve that even momentarily or temporarily, leave me comments below on that as well. I'd love to hear about that. I've been trying to research a lot of things, but would love to just hear from people that have experimented and tried. I'm basically finding that I have to keep a lot of white noise and sound and things going on around me most of the time, and I certainly have to sleep with it. Silence, quiet, causes the ringing to be so loud that sometimes I've had nights that I just want to bang my head on the wall. This past Saturday night was awful. I was ready to just be knocked out. It was that bad. Today has probably been the best it's been for a while, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed and my prayers going up that I'll have more frequent days like this. But if you got anything to comment about that, let me hear from you down below. All right. Hey guys, again, thanks for watching, and I'm going to put out some other videos with my movie pickups and my Hot Wheels pickups and stuff like that, so look for those later today. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.